going straight in on this one. Do feel free to follow the page, like the page, and let's get in with this. This here is a thumbnail of the footballer, soccer player, Jack Grealish. Jack Grealish, who has a bit of a reputation, as a bit of a Jack the Lad, as it were, in football. But let me say this. Well, let's analyse the thumbnail first. Sun newspaper, the Everton star enjoying a day out with his pet. So there he is, driving his car, as it looks, with his girlfriend in the car, and he has a dog on his lap. Jack Grealish takes beloved Cockapoo for a spin in his new 260,000k Aston Martin. Okay, fair enough. But this is the issue, okay? Now I know, I've read the comments, I know what the detractors have said, which I'm going to deal with in a bit. But let's imagine if that was Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, Raheem Sterling, okay? If this was any of those players, Paul Pogba, okay? Right? If that was any of those players, the headline would not be mentioning his car, how new it was, the name of the dog, Cockapoo, whatever it is. Listen, they would be going in. They would be going in. They'd be going in hard. Listen, they would be laying it down. You would not hear the end of it. You wouldn't hear the end of it. You would not hear the end of it. You know, the media would have had a field day. They'd say he's irresponsible. He's endangering lives. It'd be all over the back pages and the front pages. You know, but they'll be the RSPCA would give a statement. You know, they give a statement. The police be, you know, we are reviewing the picture found of Raheem Sterling or Marcus Rashford in the car with a dog on the lap. This is a serious concern for us and a sign of reckless driving and is endangering lives. Something like that. Okay? They would go in. Okay? It's as simple as that. Now, as per usual, this is what I don't understand. Okay? When people like myself or whatever it is make comments online, similar kind of things like this, like the Ian Wright statement the other day when he spoke out regarding Jude Bellingham, okay, and this kind of thing, this triggers let's say Claire brothers and Claire people to respond, and when they respond, 9 times out of 10 they're always on the defensive. Okay, jumping on the racial bandwagon. Is there anything else you haven't used as a race card yet? Yeah, they keep going back to that old angle. Yeah, why is it triggering them? Why is it triggering you? It's not addressing you. This actually is the people who, when comments are made regarding this, yeah, people are talking about inequalities in the media, inequalities of reporting in the Western media. That's what we're talking about. Not talking about, that's nothing to do with the working class white guy next door, Stephen Jen who live across the road, Frank and Mike who you socialise with in the pub. It's nothing to do with them. In fact, they are poor receivers of media reporting too, when we look at how the media portray working class, clear people as well. So they're equally as victimised in the media as our fellow brothers are. But, you know, for some reason it triggers them because they think that it's an attack on them. So they can't differentiate between a view against the media, let's say a comment against the media, which they think is a comment against them, because they too happen to be, you know, the media is dominated by, as we know, Clare people who run the media, and they think that because we're coming at the media, we're coming at them too. See how they perceive racism to be. It's not the same as people of color receive racism to be, and that's a big point. No one's touched on that. That's a big point. So they see it as an attack against all, whereas we're saying no, it's not an attack against all. We're talking about if that was Raheem Sterling, he'd be getting a bad press, and it's true. So if it has a stronger likelihood of being true, then why are these Clare people triggered? That's the issue. Like if it was their friend Jamal, say Ben works in a company and Jamal works for him, okay? Jamal's getting stopped in the street by the police, yeah? Ben comes over and says, what's this about? And the police come with some rubbish excuse as to why they've stopped him. Ben would say, no, that's wrong, which he rightly is. It's wrong and a bit of an injustice. So why can't that apply here as it would apply there in terms of the reporting? I know it's a different example, but why would it? What I'm making is why is not Ben triggered when it's Jamal, when it's also a similar injustice here? That's what I'm saying. I hope that makes sense. Because like Raheem Sterling already said, well, I think it's regarding a house he bought for his mum. The media was saying, oh, he's showing off, he's this and that. No, he's flossing or showing off. I think it was a house example or something he did for his mum. Like he's splashing out and he's showing off and bling bling. But yet, when it was Foden who did the same thing, I was looking out for his mum, he's giving back, that kind of thing. You know? Good example, Jude Bellingham. The other day. And him and his behaviour generally, yeah? It's seen as petulant and a bit of an attitude, yeah? Like when England lost the game, he kicked the billboard. That's a bit petulant. He's kicking out. He's got an attitude. Needs to grow up. But when Gascoigne pays off the cuff, when Rooney does that, it's seen as passion. They're passionate. It's drive, and they love that. They love that in football. They love passion and guts and determination more than they like skill. That's why a lot of players who gutsy, strong, and efficient and passionate make the grade. And real skillful technical players don't in England. You know, there's a thing saying where Modric or Messi probably would not have made the grade in England. Also because they're small, obviously, and they're skilled, but English want that power, that grit, that determination. You know, that Stuart Pearce spirit. If you go back a bit, if you remember him. So that's what's happened here. So basically, all people are doing is putting out an indifference in terms of media reporting with regard to certain things. And this picture is a brilliant example. I'm surprised no one's touched on this. I'm not surprised there's no videos about this or no one's commenting on this. Grealish, here in his car, the bad boy, driving his car, and there's no negativity. But having said that, the media may have done that on purpose. Because people always say, if I say, oh, they treat Raheem Sterling wrong, they treat Bellingham wrong. What about Jack? What about Rooney? What about Beckham? They always say that as a retort. So now the media's probably put this up there, and they probably did that knowing that first thing people are going to say is, if that was Bellingham, they'd be going mad. If that was Rashford, they'd be going mad. So maybe they might have there's a bit of psychology there, a bit of tricknology there, knowing that. And this is straight after the Ian Wright thing, isn't it? So they probably drop this on there now, of him driving out with the car, knowing that it'll trigger people who are ethnic probably, just come out and say, "Raw, you haven't even come at him. You haven't even come at Jack." Because so many people resort to Jack and Rooney when people talk about Bellingham and Rashford. So this is like a flip. They kind of flip the script here. So the first thing people are going to say now, and which they have done on the comments, is say, boom, if that was Raheem or Marcus had a dog at the wheel, the media would have had a field day, and they would. That's that. All right then. Disagree? Let me know. But think about it before you do. All right then. Later.